the background sample before we leave the seafloor, the 10 to 15 meters at the end of the dive.
If you have any questions, please let us know on our website. We're especially interested in any questions our younger viewers might have. We love hearing from you. And we know it's hopefully sleeping time in some parts of the world where you're checking in from, but if our young viewers have any questions about what we're doing and seeing and life on board, please let us know.
So we're in a good configuration as we make a slow ascent here. With Herc leading the way, that's the safest way to proceed upslope with the ROVs.
Wondering what we're going to see on the pinnacle.
It might be bumpy up there.
Yeah.
So we're getting a question about why you're looking for angular rocks. Aren't you just going to smash them all up anyway?
We will indeed smash them up, but the reason why we're looking for angular rocks because they are the best indicator of the freshness of the rock. So basically we want a rock that still has the crystallinity of when it was cooled. So the original rock before it was altered, and a lot of these rocks on the seafloor can be altered, and which is basically a rechemicalization, a recrystallization of the rocks. So where you look for angular rocks as an indicator of the ones that are least altered. But we indeed are going to smash them up.
Here's another geology question. Since this area is all covered by volcanic rocks, is it fertile, like volcanic soil can be very fertile on land? So what do you know about that?
So that's one of the things that is interesting to us. So Beth is on board, and she's a scientist who studies the microbial communities in these rocks. And we wonder how the nutrients of the rock finally get to these larger organisms like the sponges. And a pathway for that might potentially be the microorganisms liberating the chemical constituents in the rock, such as iron or potassium, and making pathways for that nutrient to be uptaken into these larger organisms. So all of that is not well understood at this time, and that's why we're really studying these things. We do know that these organisms prefer to be on rock surfaces. So when we have a rocky surface, as opposed to a sandy or sediment surface, we get more of these organisms.
I was filming Beth smashing rocks last night.
Yeah.
And she told me in each tablespoon or teaspoon of this crushed up rock that you're going to find 1 million microorganisms.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Fish.
Here's another great question about geology.
Oh yeah, that is a
Fish
fish.
below the ledge.
A
The
fish,
back up and take a look at that.
the fish below the ledge?
Yeah.
Herc, can we back up, please?
Roger.
Fish.
I want to back up and see a fish. I missed it. Fish below the ledge. Where did you see a fish?
Just keep
Below this
a little
ledge.
bit further back. It might have moved on.
There it is.
There he is. Oh, he's a fat one.
Is your eel?
Justin's
still
doing
don't see
very
him.
well.
They're kind of in the
Right in the sediment, right
the
above
center,
that sponge.
just to the right of the lasers.
Oh, yeah. Now I see him.
After we get some views of this fish here, maybe we could get some glamour shots, lasers off if we get lasers on him. Oh, he's just chilling. There we go.
About 25
So
centimeters long.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Steve zoom in a bit. He might have
Okay.
to come forward a bit.
Right by a dead sponge.
That's good there, Steve.
Sponge skeleton.
Thanks.
Oh, is it?
Scavenger.
What do they eat down here? Do you know?
Can we get lasers off, please?
Roger, lasers are
Thank you.
somewhere here. They're on this page. Lasers are off.
Oh, just as the fish leaves us. Oh, well.
Coming wide.
Roger. You can push in just a little bit there, Steve.
So this is a great question that I don't think we've talked about on any of our tectonic turtle live streams,
Well,
but
that's
are
good.
the rocks that you're collecting the same age as the rocks that Dr. Orchid wants, but hers have been changed, or are they different in ages?
We can come all stop there on
So
the ship for a
the
minute.
age of formation
Yeah.
is what we talk about, the origin of the rock or the crystallization of the rock. Is its original age or origin age. And
I'll stop, please.
that is when the actual seamount was being formed underwater.
You
But
guys,
the
sorry to interrupt. Do you have enough fish yet?
Yes.
Yeah, thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, we
We're
can.
wide.
But the recrystallization of the rock happens well after that. So when the rock was formed is a different age than when it was recrystallized. And so the ones that Beth is looking at and looking at the organisms in have recrystallized since their initial formation.
If you're interested in these people that you keep hearing us mention, they are on the other watches, but they're also on our website at nautiluslive.org. You can click on team and read all about not only the folks who are with us on this cruise, but other cruises as well. Can learn about what everyone studied and how they learned and how they got here. It's really interesting to see. And I think the most interesting thing is that no two people took the same path to Nautilus. Everybody really
Wow,
took
look at
their
that
own
sponge.
way.
So, wow, we're getting back into some bigger sponges.
Yeah, nice Argus shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're sliding back to the east there a bit. We kind of
That one's sticking out its tongue.
we
Looks like a different
pause
shape
there.
than all the other ones that we've seen. That one has like the two lobes, or maybe it's two sponges just growing right next to each other.
Seen a few like bouquets of sponges. Like
Yeah, I
Aw.
have too. I'm wondering why they occupy the same spot often.
I guess that's the best spot.
Yeah.
Real estate, real estate, real estate. There is a primordial lobster, or what did they call primitive?
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa.
and there,
Ooh.
that was fun. There's a little lobster there too, a little primitive
Oh.
lobster,
Uh-huh. I see him.
which we call the Polychelidae. Next thing you know, I'll be hearing from
Chris Kelly
Chris that it
says
was a
shrimp,
shrimp.
not lobster.
No, 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 no.
Shrimp, not lobster.
Psych.
Man.
Psych.
They look
And I'm trying so hard,
You are
friends.
trying so hard.
Ah.
He was very quick too. I'll have to give him that. It's
I think-
as if he was waiting.
I think he's just playing me. I'm going to stick with my original ID on that.
So the
Good
eel was
snap.
a synaphobranchid eel.
Can we move 50 meters, bearing 145?
like we're getting into some of that talus material.
Mm-hmm.
That's Argus back on the 145 heading again. And Kate's moving the ship again at 1:45.
Keep those great questions coming, viewers. We're loving it. And we're getting one here about the lighter colored sediment. What is it? And have we sampled any?
We tried to take a push core, but there is not enough fine clay or silt sizes in here to make the sediment compact enough to stick into a sediment core. The majority of it is either what we call pelagic snow and particulates, but also we're getting shells of barnacles that grow in these areas. And so those are the coarser grain material that doesn't compact well enough to take a push core.
It's it's biogenous sediment of it's biological origin, and it's not the type of sticky lithogenous clay that you get coming off from continental sediments.
Right.
Very fine, not much of it being deposited. Given that these seamounts have been around for maybe 70 to 90 million years.
Yeah. Which is interesting is that there's enough material in the water column to support these communities. And maybe it is the exact amount that we need, not too much, not too little. Maybe that's how where these communities thrive.
Why
The
is that?
Goldilocks zone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dead sponge, right?
The Goldilocks zone of Dulcinea's Papaku.
Yes.
Lots of rubble here. Nearing the summit, this local summit.
Any of these rocks looking good, Andrea?
How many rocks do we have so far?
Let's see. The two we just collected.
Uh-huh.
Got a subangular rock in F. And, oh, we got 2 in F.
We have 2 in F?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And we have 2 in E.
2 in F, 2 in E.
And Beth has her 2, I'm pretty sure, right?
Correct.
In the front bio box?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to occupy too much more space in those front boxes, and we don't want to open up the floaty sponge all the way and have it float out.
Correct.
So
I think what we could do is just put another smaller one in F, or in E, excuse me.
You think we can put a third one in E?
I think so. Go smaller.
Okay, I think we overstuffed them yesterday. Yeah. I don't know what the front row thinks, but I think we overstuffed them.
We did. We actually tore the seal off the
Right,
box.
so I would prefer be conservative.
Oops.
And we said we don't want a second one in there. We don't need it, but Dan was very enthusiastic.
Well,
So
I
I
can
do
always
think
pull it out
we
if it sticks
have
up.
some room in E.
You do think we have enough?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we don't do any damage. What
I
is that
couldn't
bulbous
see
thing right
any.
there? What is this?
Oh,
Yeah, what is that?
Oh,
What
yeah.
is this?
is that a
Could
Can
that-
push in a bit
octopus?
there on the zoom
see.
bit there.
What is it? Is it a sea star
It looks like a
No.
that's
star.
eating something?
Sea cucumber?
Oh man, don't get me excited about
Push in
octopus. Don't say it
just a
unless you
bit
mean
more,
it.
Steve. That's good.
I don't mean it.
It's really unusual looking.
Yes,
Looks
it
like a
is.
star
Oh,
kind
it's a
of
sea
folded.
star feeding. It's all hunched over something that it's feeding on.
Can we get some fly around on that? Is that possible?
Yeah, let's try to get a zoom.
So as we do this maneuver, we have some questions coming in about learning to pilot the ROVs. Some students are wanting to know if there's a VR simulator or if you learned on a simulator before you learned here. So any pilots that are available to answer that question for some young viewers about how you learned and if
Do
they
you,
could VR simulate.
You're gonna love to answer that question, but I have one first. Do you want to sit down and have a close zoom at this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So Dan came from a very different background than I did. He came from industry. So he's going to have a really different answer to this than I do. I learned completely on this vehicle. just by sitting next to people who were really good pilots for hundreds of hours, and then eventually like sitting in the chair and trying things and learning, and then, you know, swapping back and sitting with people like Dan who talk you through the process. So mine has been entirely in situ. And I started here as a graduate student.
Okay,
so I
you
didn't
want to come all stop on the ship.
So I didn't come through industry at all.
Bridge, Nav.
So there's a lot of different ways to learn a system, but I think Dan's going to have
Can we come
a
all
very
stop,
different
please?
answer to that question.
We're just trying to get a good zoom.
Okay, Steve, you can zoom in there.
Can we get a lasers on shot? I don't know if we know a size on this thing. We might be zoomed in too far.
That is a sea star?
I don't know
It's
what
very
Beauty.
strange.
Uh-huh.
It looks like,
It almost looks like it's stock.
Okay, you can see like tentacles underneath. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are those its little feet?
I
What are
think
they?
It's a sea star, though.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
think that,
It is?
yeah, I think those are its feet.
yeah, tube
Cool.
feet. And they say that this looks like a feeding posture or a spawning pose in the science chat.
A slime star?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Steve is calling it a slime star. I mean, that sounds like something out of Ghostbusters.
Wonder what it's feeding on.
Yeah, whatever it is, I don't think it has a chance.
That's full zoom.
It's beautiful.
It's that.
Slime star.
A slime star.
I'm looking it up.
Would it be possible maybe to reposition and get another angle?
Absolutely.
See if it's one or two of them.
Okay.
Maybe over on that flat rock.
Oh, yeah, the flat rock right next to him.
Might be too close. Porch could be in the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we really need good video of this. Could be the first documented reproductive event for this
Ooh.
species.
Yeah, I think maybe there's two of them in there.
Yeah, Dan, could we get lasers on for a moment?
Roger on the lasers.
Thank you.
You know, we haven't seen even one of these, the entire
This is a good angle.
dive, and how these two found each other, I do not know.
If it's two.
If it's two, yeah.
In which case, you know, sorry to interrupt you two, but
Yeah, I mean,
we need to document this.
this is a question that we get all the time on the chat and on our live interactions is, what do you hope to see today? And never in my wildest dreams would I say, well, you know, I'd hope to see, you know, the first documented spawning of sea stars, but here we
You mean
are.
slime stars.
Yeah, slime stars.
Yeah, slime star. Never even knew that existed before now, and here we are.
One slime star hugging another.
Well, we're not, it kind of looks like a turkey, which is appropriate for Thanksgiving there. Looks like it's got its drumsticks out.
It does look like a turkey.
Like a plucked turkey.
Oh, and here comes a,
Shrimp.
I'm going to go with shrimp this
Okay.
time.
And then I'm sure Chris will say it's a lobster.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to say that it's one of these polychelidae primitive lobsters, but, you know, I got to take my chance.
I think that primitive lobster, I think it was a little wider.
Okay.
It was?
That's what I remember about it.
Okay.
That's how I...
Okay.
Okay, Steve, you can
zoom
zoom in there.
Boy, that does look like a turkey.
Yes,
Looks
it does.
I can't not see a turkey now.
Yeah.
A turkey slime star.
Come wide a little bit here.
All right, lasers can come off.
Roger, lasers off. Is that close enough on the zoom for you guys?
I think so. We
Yeah.
can call this
Yeah.
love in the deep sea.
Maybe. I mean, I'm still not convinced that there's two of them.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Really?
Let's see, we're getting some more input here. Can't tell.
No one can seem to tell if it's love in the deep sea.
The love boat.
Steve, is it actually possible to go in any further?
Yeah. Or another
around
angle.
the other side.
Yeah, another angle.
Yeah, okay.
Coming wide?
I never thought
Roger.
we'd be doing a 360 of this either, you know?
Yeah, I
It's like-
think
One scientist still thinks it's feeding.
from my from the video chair, I think if we went down slope a little bit, we'd have a better chance of seeing under a bit.
Yeah, good idea, Steve.
Kind of
Yeah,
straight ahead and flipped around, face the opposite direction.
I
from
think
where-
we'll get it here. We're just perched on that rock.
I think it's going to surprise us
Yeah,
any,
try that
any
one,
minute
Justin.
and get up and
Come a
fly
little
away.
closer to it.
Well, we got all the cameras rolling, so if that happens, we're ready.
Okay, Steve. Yeah, to be able to.
So what I'm seeing here on online is that they are...
Is that an anemone?
Star. I think it's still a star or something.
See, I don't know that those little spikies are on the left. Are those its tube feet, or
Yeah.
is that...
Yeah.
They look different than the ones... Maybe they're just more splayed out.
Yep.
Gosh, that
Super
is
good.
It's like a turtle, from like the back of a turtle.
Hey, for the tectonic turtles, here we are.
Snapping turtle.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does, yeah.
It
Little
is a sea
tail.
star, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I just...
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a nice zoom.
Maybe just one that's feeding.
really get a great view of the sediment and the structure of the rocks here as well.
Yeah. What do you call that texture, Andrea?
Botryoidal.
Like he's got a bear claw on the end of
spheroidal,
his.
but it looks like it's a lot of manganese crust there.
Yeah. Botryoidal is the term.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, so it's a slime sea star that has an opening on its top.
I'm gonna move the camera again there, Steve. See if
How about one more view, one more angle before we go?
roger that.
Coming wide. So is that hole that we're seeing right there in the middle, the opening on the top what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That dark spot? Okay.
We think so.
Very unusual pose.
How are they normally pictured? More flat, like your typical sea star pose?
Spread eagle, yeah.
On a chaise lounge, reclining.
He does look like he's wrapped around something.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is that here in the control van, you can't see us, but we're all kind of leaning, trying to see around the corner there. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works.
It's like he's got a hold of something.
Yeah, it's like hugging something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is gonna be a revealing shot, I think.
I've been waiting for this angle.
Good spot.
This is a good angle.
Good spot, Steve. I didn't even see that when we were flying over.
I don't know who saw it. It wasn't me.
I thought it was you.
No.
Well, whoever it was, good spot. Oh, look how weird it looks.
I think that's the angle we got in the beginning, right?
Similar.
Similar.
We're much closer now.
Yeah, closer. A little bit off to the left of where we were.
So we did do a 360.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve, I'm going to move the camera around here and center it up. Should be good for full zoom there.
Start zooming.
Oh, that's so cool.
Maybe he's just tired and he passed out that way.
Oh.
He's sad. Something went wrong today.
Yeah.
So how do sea stars reproduce?
Well,
No idea.
I'm seeing here various broadcast spawning, where they just release
Yeah.
Yeah,
eggs
that's
into
what I
the
imagined.
sea.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So is this how they always look with this texture to their skin?
I don't know.
Not a slime star
Talk
expert.
something about a false upper skin. The soft membrane you see is in the science chat.
Yeah, I know. They're just talking about how sea stars spawn.
There's like various varieties here. It seems all the ones I'm seeing though have much shorter arms.
Oh,
So
I see.
Steve, Scott in the chat says that this is typical for what a slime star looks like.
oh, I see. When they're splayed out flat, there's kind of a connective web between the arms that makes them appear shorter. So I guess that's what we're seeing folded up there. But you
Yeah,
can't,
Chris said it was a skirt.
The skirt.
a skirt. A sea star and a skirt. Definitely not something I thought I would see
A
today.
slime star wearing a
Slime
skirt.
star.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Okay, I think we've learned everything we can from these angles.
Yeah.
Roger.
Great zoom.
Great
Thank
zoom.
you.
Great
Okay,
great view of the texture of the rocks.
hold a bit of a,
We can tell a story with that picture.
yeah, that's good there, Steve.
Some speculation on how they maybe navigate over the sharp edge of a rock.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It's in no hurry.
No hurry at all.
That was interesting.
So some sea stars and slime stars can actually move quite quickly when they want to on their many tube feet that are underneath each of their radiating arms there. But that one did not seem to be in any sort of hurry to reveal its secrets. So
We're just going to do a little tether management here. We managed to put a turn and a half in our tether, so we'll come back around to 135 and then mosey out.
The other day, Aaron, the other video engineer, was showing me a photo of a bear that had killed a moose, I think, and then buried it and was sleeping on top of it to protect its food source, and it just reminded me of that
Oh, wow.
that similar pose.
Yeah, it does look like it's hoarding it.
what is
What
the
is
black
that?
thing?
What is this thing?
What is that black thing
Yeah,
kind of near top center? Is it just a rock that,
Or a shadow?
There are some
think
dark
that-
shadows there.
oh, maybe that is a shadow.
Bummer.
It looked like it didn't look like a shadow, that middle one.
Yeah, the one in the middle at the top, the very top.
Well, let's see. No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
It's
Do a quick zoom, if it's okay with our ROV.
Yeah, you just hold what you got there and I'll let Steve do a quick zoom. Go ahead, Steve. You can keep.
Looks like a rock.
What
I
is
don't know.
that?
Looks like a rock.
Yeah.
But a very unusual one.
Little bright spot on it.
Yeah,
There's
that
a bright
spot
spot on it.
reminds me of
Yeah.
the spot on the
Do a
slime
quick
stuff.
zoom there, Steve.
Why is it so dark?
Yeah.
I'd call it
It
a
looks
rock.
like it has some things growing on the top, like you can see
Like kind of fuzzy or something.
little
guys
spiky things.
Happy with that? Can we press
Uh,
on, or you want a closer look?
Let's get a closer look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't understand why it's so black.
Come forward a bit, maybe until you see it in bubble, and then plan it again. I want a close-up zoom.
All
Could be
right.
the orientation of it, the sediment's not sticking to it.
Yeah, I think, well, sometimes when we pick up a rock, you notice it has this dark side underneath. So I'm wondering if this isn't a rock that turned over.
Sure. Could have been recently upturned.
Yeah.
Chris thinks there's a small anemone on it.
Maybe that slime star gave it the old heave-ho.
Clean it up.
We are getting some viewer suggestions to poke it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, Steve, you want to zoom in there?
Is it a...
I like the viewer suggestions.
I kind of do too.
I'm not opposed.
Its texture looks different.
It is textured.
Yeah, it is very similar, though, to when we pick a rock up and we look at its underside. So it could be just a rock that was turned over for some reason or fell over.
Weighted down by a sponge, maybe, but yeah.
Can we?
It looks like it's
Roll it?
moving. Am I the only one that thinks it looks like it's shaking?
I don't see shaking.
I didn't see that.
Oh, going crazy up here.
Yeah.
Chris suggests there perhaps was a fire down here.
Fresh coat of paint. I think the science chat's getting a little punchy. Like, you know, they talk about us as like the wild card
Yeah.
watch, but, you know, I think that they can give as good as any.
So negative on the poke. Moving on.
Can we roll it?
Are you still pondering?
Well, so how are we situated for just taking another angle, looking at the other side of it?
Yeah, can do.
We're giving Justin a workout up there in the pilot chair.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, zoom out and I'll
Scott
center his
thinks
camera
there's
back
a
up for him.
jellyfish on it.
So they want to another angle of the dangle there.
Do you have a preference to which side?
Justin's online now.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Welcome, Justin, to the Tectonic Turtles. Everybody say hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
I was saying to them that I bet you're smiling as big as you did when you pressed that ice cream in between two cookies.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Still waiting for Sunday.
You're waiting for Sunday.
Every day on the ship is Blur's Day, except Sunday.
I'm going to tilt down just a bit again so you can see the front of your vehicle. It helps me to have that reference there so you don't have to look at two cameras.
I usually don't realize it's Sunday until I see the ice cream.
You'll want to get a little closer there, maybe halfway between where it is and the porch.
So if it's a flipped rock, looking at the other side might reveal what flipped it.
Oh, that's true. Good one, good one.
Well, Chris and Scott think that there is a benthic jellyfish on it.
Oh.
I thought that might have been referring to something that passed by.
Oh.
I think it's the white dot that he's
That's
talking
not going to
about.
sit.
Yeah, and auto head will help you when you sit. We can get away with it in this environment because it's not all dusty.
The light spot.
Oh, not now.
Click in auto head, it'll usually, you'll see these find a spot.
Okay.
That looks good.
There's a thing.
Okay, Steve, do your magic.
Oh yeah, that little
I think you.
Oh,
white
yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
Little
it looks
jelly.
more like a rock right now.
Yeah, it's definitely the
yeah.
underside of a rock,
But the margins look all fuzzy.
of the organism.
No, of the rock. See around the top, it looks like.
Oh, I think that's
Yeah,
sediment on the other
possibly.
side.
Oh, okay. Oh, that would make sense.
Hey, Gabby.
They're after you, Gabby.
Okay, so this is the side we've seen. It's a great zoom.
Yeah,
Looks like
really
there's
lovely.
a little jelly on it.
You want another one? You happy?
But the other side would be
It has
nice to
slightly botryoidal texture on the bottom, and that's botryoidal texture is what you were asking about before, Sarah, that bubbly texture of the rock.
Is there a way to describe the botryoidal as far as like how large the little like bubbles are?
Right, so I usually think of botryoidal as larger, and I think
Yeah.
that's the one you're talking about, like when you're in earth materials class, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yep.
This one, to me, looks like it might be manganese crust, giving that character, but we can't be sure unless we pulled it up. But I know exactly what you're talking about. Usually associated with a glassy type rock, that botryoidal, yeah.
Yeah.
the whole thing looks black.
Dan, can we also get lasers on? Oh, he just took his headset off.
Yeah, just in a second.
Thank you.
We're having musical chairs in the pilot seats. Gabby's driving Argus now.
So this is the other side. It's a little bit lighter, maybe.
I mean, we can flip it over if we really
it's
wanted to
gonna be.
know, but I think there's that little organism on there.
So, Gab, could you turn on the lasers, they asked?
Yep. On it.
So we're about 2 hours into this 4-hour watch. Thanks for joining us.
Was there, are we still looking at this black rock?
Yep, just want to
We're
get a
just
zoom
getting
on this
another view.
side.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome.
Looking for a place where I can sit down and not pivot.
We could always pick it up
Excellent.
and spin it and then put it back down the way it's oriented.
Okay, I can give you a little
Maybe.
bump up with the camera there if that settles out.
No.
Do you have auto head on? Sometimes that'll,
It was.
yeah. Sometimes having it on helps, sometimes not having it on helps.
I think I'm just finding every rock.
Yeah. Yeah. It might help you once you've sat down, but sometimes it hunts a bit. Nice. You want to give yourself auto head there?
Yeah.
Or you can hold it and, yeah. Okay, I'm going to drive the camera a little bit.
Yep.
Bottom looks normal. The top is very dark.
Yeah, so
Can you hear me?
it does
rolled.
look like, yeah, it rolled. It does look
Yeah,
like
it
it rolled.
does.
Yeah,
who
so I think
rolled
that
it?
was
Okay.
probably the case.
All right.
Some mysteries we just can't answer.
Mm-hmm.
What was that star doing?
Happy to move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What flipped this rock?
You'll have to adjust his camera. Gabby, I
Yep.
got it all tweaked.
And Kate, you want to set up the next move?
Yeah, we're going to be heading 135,
Tilt down. There you go.
heading to the top of this little pinnacle of the ridge.
Roger that.
Ridge nav. Can we please move 50 meters, bearing 135?
You'll have to bring Argus back around to 135 too. I tweaked it for.
Yep.
Thank you.
So Argus is all caught up, right?
Yeah, we're in a decent spot here.
I think we want to see if we can get over the ridge, right? See what it looks like on
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin, I'm bringing my head around to 135, so you'll have to scoot left to get back in the box. Okay, there's 135.
I'm interested to see if we see the same density on the other side of the ridge.
Justin, I'm guessing now is a bad time to tell you about an error in one of your feeds on the Gravanas display.
You can
Anytime's a good time, Kate.
ROV
turn to
pilot
the east
ship
there,
not
Justin.
coming in.
Come, bring your head about 090. Fly
Oh, we're
back
getting
into your
some
box.
sponges here again. Same orientation.
Keep your questions coming as we move on through our dive here. Diving on
Or
Don
lateral,
Quixote
that works.
Seamount.
I tend to keep my head. I'll use the laterals more than I will the heading adjustment. If I wag my head around all the time, I get lost. And if I keep that heading all the time and just lateral, then I don't wind up going the wrong way.
Looks like there's quite a few more sponges here up ahead. Again, look in Argus Cam, that's channel 2. If you're on our website.
Can probably tilt up a bit, Gabby. I was tilted all the way down in Argus there for the when we came all stop.
There's a coral there to our right.
Nice big one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
And a yellow coral just below that. I think that's not a very common coral at the depths we usually dive, but if I heard correctly, it's going to become more common as we get more shallow.
This little yellow one?
Yeah, is that a crinoid or a coral? I can't tell from
I
here.
think it's a coral.
I was going to say crinoid.
Oh,
I can't tell yet.
The zoom will reveal all.
So our technique there, Justin, is to once you're kind of free floating stable, if what they're interested in is kind of halfway between or somewhere below the lasers, then you can ask video to push in a little bit.
Okay.
Which Steve can do now. He looks pretty stable.
Yeah, just
crinoid.
I usually wait for the ROV instruction to zoom.
Crinoid,
So I don't throw
yeah.
it
The
off.
pink
Yeah.
thing to the right.
Yeah. It's
Pink
a,
thing to the right. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Is that a cucumber?
Coming around.
Oh yeah, little purple guy under the laser there.
So we still are in the same.
Coral.
Maybe another
But a
crinoid.
tiny soft coral?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Another crinoid?
No, soft coral.
That kind of half zoom that Steve did there where the lasers still stay in the picture, I find comfortable to still be able to control the ROV without trying to look through a straw and walk across the deck.
We definitely want to zoom on this big branched bamboo coral behind it.
Alrighty, I'll get set up.
So we are starting to see some more life here.
So for that guy, we're probably going to want to get a little closer. So if you look in your bubble cam there, you'll see those big rocks coming up.
Yep.
So if you get those just under your porch and
Set
pop,
down.
yeah, pop out of all and just kind of come down and forward, and it will nudge the bumper onto those and should hold you stable. We try and keep that guy centered so when they zoom.
And actually, would it be nice if we could see the point in the center where the branches begin to from the main stalk, so it might take some repositioning. But
so this might be a pretty important coral. It might be an undescribed bamboo, so we want to be really careful here.
We'll try a zoom there.
It's a nice
since you're there, we'll try a zoom, but they're probably going to want to come around and see the branching.
Going as polyps here.
Can we kind of pan down a little?
So we are at a depth of about 1,700 meters. This dive has been steadily moving upwards.
Yeah, let's zoom out and come around to the other
zoom out
side. So
yeah, roger.
Facing it.
Full wide.
Did you say right side, Emil?
Yeah,
come
probably
around
come to the right.
To the right, yeah. Okay. So that we're facing it head on.
We've been seeing the...
Show him just the front of the porch there, Gabby, and the HD camera. So help him with the...
Sure thing. Viewers who have been watching throughout the day.
So you know how close you are with the... I don't know if you can see over that screen there. Oh, you can up top, yeah.
Are asking why we're seeing the variation in community density and diversity. In some places it seems to go away. We're not quite sure. That's one of the things we're here to learn.
There.
Plant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe bring your head to the right, just so. Yeah, beauty.
Not quite the angle that we're after, though.
You want to be around more, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your auto heading off.
Thank you.
It'll correct and then it'll blow around on the coral.
Well, actually, that was a pretty good angle. Getting some feedback. So let's just take one more, maybe a zoom from here. But I think
hold on.
They got what they needed.
Is that angle okay, Emma?
Yep. Let's just do a zoom where it
branches
off.
Can we get lasers off, please?
Definitely a new
Roger that.
species.
Tilt up a bit for him, Gabby.
Okay,
then
zoom
we can
when you're ready.
Yeah, beauty.
Oh.
Tilt down just a bit so they can get the branching in the...
It's an old colony, given the number of branches.
So for the viewers at home, we call these bamboo corals because now you can see the bamboo-like stripes in the coral here.
Yep.
We don't often see them displayed so well. And this is a new species that they're able to identify. And we have our scientists logging on from shore, very excited this is a new species of bamboo coral.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
It's been seen, but it's undescribed, so they're still working up the definition of it. So at the center there, you have a trident, 3 branches, but then it keeps adding a pair of branches to each side. You can tell the relative age by the number of upright branches, and we've got a lot of them.
Can we get a nice shot of the whole thing?
It's relative age. Wow.
So this species has been seen before, but not often. And the process of designating a new species is not quick. Even if we were to see something on this cruise that had never been seen before, the process can take years of study before it's confirmed to be a new species. Any species discovered within Papahanaumokuakea Marine Monument will be named in cooperation with those who manage the monument, including the Office for Hawaiian Affairs and the Cultural Working Group, to give any new species culturally appropriate designations.
Do we want another view, or we're happy?
I think we're happy to leave it in peace and
Yep.
let it
Okay.
keep thriving.
So now we know it from the North Atlantic and the North Pacific.
Wow.
Oh,
So
that
you said
is.
you said it.
Whoa,
You
what is
described it as
that?
a trident. Ooh.
There's a trident shape,
Yeah,
yeah.
it starts as a trident and then it keeps
Good.
Come
adding,
up a bit on Argus. Got me. It's right under you.
keeps adding pairs of branches.
Stand by, sorry.
Oh, we got a happy scientist on the science
Yep.
chat.
Yes.
Before calling in to
Oh.
move, do you want to get
And that's
Hercules
really
out
what
in
we
front
want,
of
happy
Arg, or-
scientists.
So Justin,
on
you
the
have
move.
a I am happy. Thanks so much for that from the scientist ashore.
Come
I'm
up a bit as you go over
Just
that
thinking
thing.
about if we get Hercules in the Argus view before making the move, so we'll get Hercules out in front a little bit more.
Yeah, to pull
Yeah,
that auto
Yeah,
depth
same
up.
heading.
Pull up a bit so we make sure we don't sweep it. 3 meters, I think that's sufficient.
Big, beautiful sponges. Still our friends, keeping us company.
Bridge, Nav. Can we move 50 meters, bearing 135? Thank you.
Kind of reaching a local maximum point here, or high point. When we cross through saddles between these high points seems to be when the communities get less diverse and less dense.
Is that a fish on the right, up in the column? Or is that just more sponges in the distance?
Oh, I see it. I think it's sponges in the distance.
Oh, I think you're right.
Or?
Or a fish. Is it a ray? No.
I don't know. It looks like it has
Fish.
an eyeball
It-
that's.
I don't, yeah.
Something's coming back at
I'll
us.
try and zoom a little bit.
Zoom in.
It is a fish.
Oh, that looks different
Oh.
than the ones we've been seeing, though. It has larger fins.
Mm-hmm.
Fish scientist is typing in.
As we all wait breathlessly
Yeah.
to see the science chat.
Never seen one of those things eat. Convinced they don't.
Kate, can you drop a point in high pack for that branch coral?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
That's funny. A question just came in from a viewer about that. How do we know where we are if we want to come back and see that coral again? So, Kate, you want to address the viewer question about that?
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
madly typing there.
So we're running a sort of GIS navigation software where we can upload bathymetry background layers, really sort of any geotiff can come into, but it gives us spatial awareness on our dives. And one of the perks of this software is you can just put in dive points on the fly. So I have a feed of where Argus is, I have a feed of where Hercules is, so I'm tracking the vehicles as we're moving. And when we pick up a sample or see something interesting, I can make a waypoint exactly where we are.
I'm going to go for a little more zoom if that's okay.
Go for it.
So we're getting word on the chat that this is a rabbit
We're back wide.
fish.
A
Rabbit fish.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah,
chimera?
chimera. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
A chimera.
And could you, Nav, can you select that target that you dropped for the coral?
Yep, I just made it so it should be automatically selected.
Okay. Just want to get it. Oh, okay.
Actually, but it's not, you're right. Unless it's,
Go for zoom if you want.
there you go.
There we go.
AKA ghost shark.
Oh, ghost shark.
Cool.
Is a nice name for it.
Alrighty, zoom out, please, video.
Hi guys, this is Chris down in the lounge. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chris. Go ahead.
So that chimera is probably in the genus Hydrolagus, and that's really great because we don't come across them very often. Very, very cool image. Thank you.
Thank
Right.
you. Yay. It's the tectonic turtles coming through again.
Yeah.
As soon as we got out of the sponge
shark.
Yeah.
density, we started to see things that we don't usually see.
Do we have a lasers on shot of this fish yet? And if not,
I
could we
don't
get that?
believe so.
Okay,
Let's do
lasers
that.
are on now.
Zoom when
Zoom
you're
in.
ready, yep.
Okay.
Lasers on for science, you know. That's what I say. And sometimes lasers off for beauty shots.
Kim, apparently
Whoa.
you can find them in your neck of the woods, and they're called ratfish.
Okay.
Oh, there's an
Oh,
eel
there's another one.
approaching.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
look at
we're
that.
having a party here.
An eel approaching. I wonder if they even know each other there.
It's not just a science party line. It's a fish party here.
The rabbit fish, it looks like it's got almost looks like an extra fin on its right side.
Yeah.
Maybe that's,
Yeah, that's what we're
Coming
seeing
from
here
below.
on the guide.
okay.
I don't think they even noticed each other.
Nope, they passed like strangers in the night.
I can't imagine they have very good vision.
Yeah, probably not required.
After looking at our lights, they're going to be blind for a decade.
Yeah.
Chimeridae hydrolagus.
All right, that's awesome. Thanks.
Zoom in.
I like.
So does it
There.
only have an extra fin on its starboard side?
No, it should have the
Got 'em.
2 large fins
Flapping away.
Flapping
Oh,
away.
I see. I was confused.
and then a set of smaller
Dorsal
fins
fin,
there.
right.
Yeah. And then a dorsal.
It's like a. Scattered sponges ahead.
You can try and
Yep.
zoom in more if you want.
Yeah,
Sure,
lasers off.
Yeah.
Roger.
There you go.
Good zoom.
Hey, buddy.
Wave
Oh,
hello
it's
to
so
all your
graceful.
viewers.
Wow. Beauty.
Beautiful shot.
That is a beautiful shot. Nicely done, Justin.
Yay.
try and follow 'em.
Yeah, fish herding is an art form.
He has beautiful fins.
Yeah. Kind of
Sometimes-
reminds me of like a manta ray, the way he moves.
Yeah. The eyes are also mesmerizing. I think I might be getting a little mesmerized there.
So symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical.
Wonderful.
It's a cool shape.
It's almost like he's got armor on his head.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let him move on.
Okay, I think that's a hint to get the show on the road, is it?
All right, zoom out video, please.
Sorry, I'm just going to let him leave frame for the whoever edits the highlight reel.
Yeah.
All right.
Just keep trucking on.
Thank you.
That was awesome. So we're getting a question, do fish ever chase the lasers?
Like a cat?
Like a
or
cat.
interact with them. I think I've seen some octopus engaging in that behavior on past videos.
I'm
But
make our next move at a different heading, only slightly, just
But
so
we
we
saw
can
a shark
stay on top of this ridge. It's
bite
be
the
115.
daisy chain the other night.
sure.
Yeah.
Roger that.
That's true.
So there's a couple ways to do your camera here. I don't know where your mouse is.